Welcome back to BunkaiGaming, this is Matt. So today I want to talk about finding your role in an objective-based game when you're rocking solo. And this is something I do probably on a regular basis because I find it quite hard with some of my work commitments and other things that are going on in my life to actually get together with a group quite regularly and be able to play with them. So what I find is a lot of the time I'm rolling solo into matches, objective-based games itself, and having to try and complete what I need to do to win that match. Now, what you'll find also sometimes is your teammates may not necessarily have microphones, or they may be from other countries, so they may not necessarily understand you. So what you'll find is a lot of the times is you'll take it on board by yourself to be able to try and be in every spot and try and achieve everything within the game. And what you end up achieving in the end is running around like a headless chook and not actually achieving anything at all. You'll end up dying a lot, you'll end up getting frustrated a lot, but you won't actually get anything done. And then you'll get to the end of the game, lose the game, and think, what the hell did I do in that entire game itself? And we've all encountered it at one point in time when our entire team is sitting back and you're the lone person who's going out and capping capture points, or going and getting the flag, or even planting bombs for a particular game modes. And it can be a very frustrating experience when you're trying to play the objective and the rest of the team isn't doing that. So I've decided to take a different tactic when it comes to playing objective-based games. Instead of trying to be the all-rounder person in the actual team itself, I now look at what my teammates are doing and see how I can best fit into the actual team and helping us to win. And this can be done several ways. A lot of times I'll act as a defensive player and stay at the home cap point and basically stop the enemy team from coming in and capturing that. My whole focus of all these different methods is to become, I guess, a pain in the backside to the enemy team so they take their focus off my other teammates and I become that focal point. By doing that, I can put them off tilt, and then at that point in time they start forgetting about playing the game objectively and just start thinking about how this person or this area is really frustrating them, and they'll focus on that. And you won't believe how many times we've turned a game around because I've managed to do that to the enemy team. But if I find my team is pretty competent, what I'll do at this point in time is switch into a kind of slayer role where I go and frustrate the enemy team by constantly trying to kill them from odd angles. And this works very effectively and again puts them in this off-tilt position where they start to hunt me down and again start to forget about the objectives. But we've all been in that situation where our teammates sometimes just sit back, refuse to capture objectives, refuse to move up, and sometimes it just can be just due to their inexperience. Other times people just want to pad their KD, and it can be a very frustrating and demoralizing experience. Other times the enemy team may be just that organised they're able to lock you in and stop you from getting out of your spawn. But what I like to do is I like to get out there, get on the objective and try and capture it. And my hope is that I'll motivate my teammates to come out, either help me or at least protect me as I try to do this. And it works some of the time. And it's really great when you see your team suddenly turn around and help you to actually try and get those objectives captured. And it doesn't always work and teammates don't always necessarily join you. But there's that motivation for them to think next time when they're in a match with other teammates to actually jump on there themselves. And to motivate their team to try and win. My hope is, even if I don't win, that I at least gave the enemy a run for its money and gave them a bit of a challenge. And while as players we all love to be able to pad our stats and have these wonderful high KD ratios in these games, the important thing to remember is, in these type of game modes, KD is not something that's important. Winning and losing is more important than actually achieving a high KD. And this is a frame of mind that we have to start moving ourselves out of. And unfortunately, KD is something that has been so drilled into us since the start of first-person shooter gaming that it is very hard for a lot of players to get out of that mindset now. And while getting on comms and working with teams is always going to be the most effective way to win matches, with the fact that a lot of us do roll solo, sometimes we just have to know where our role fits within our team. Whether that means sitting at the home capture point and protecting it the whole game. You may not end up with the highest KD, but you may also help your team to win the match because of the fact that you protected it the whole time. Maybe it's coming down to selecting a class that's less used by a lot of players. Maybe it's a healer class, maybe it's some kind of tank class. While it might not be necessarily the most exciting role, it can help your team to win the match. And I'm telling you now, I would rather play with people who are willing to be flexible and change and not worry about the statistics so much, and that players who are willing to help their teammates to do whatever it takes to win a match itself. And while it's not possible to win every single game, I think as gamers we love to have fun and we love to have a challenge. So having those amazing matches where you're down a couple thousand points and suddenly you turn a match around and you win a game is some of the most incredible experiences I've had. And I wouldn't give that up for anything in the world. And I think that's what makes gaming so much fun. So please let me know in the comments below if you've had any of these encounters or what you've done to try and turn things around for your team. And thank you very much for watching my video, and I will talk to you in the next one. Goodbye.